Hello, everyone. Welcome to CEO Sister Talk. We are back for another installment tonight. I am Rebecca Lynn Pope, your co-host. So excited for our topic tonight. Tonight's topic is client attraction. And my co-host Clarissa Wright Thomas will be on in just a moment, and we're going to get started. I hope everybody's having a great week. How's everybody doing tonight? You guys had a great Tuesday. Good evening. Good evening, Gretchen Morris. Good morning, sweetheart. Esther's Daughters, LLC. Welcome, love. Shay. Mimi Stefanovic. I hope I'm saying your name right. Welcome, love. Shades of Joys. Welcome. Welcome to CEO Sister Talk. Hillary Davo says, tired. You know, Hillary, I had to take a nap this afternoon. I was a little tired, too. Shay, just watched your video on YouTube about believing in yourself. Good, sweetheart. I'm glad that some of that content over there is helping you. Hello. There's Clarissa. Coming on. Yay. Yes. Those of you somebody who just said, I'm tired. I was a little tired today too. It was a little crazy. I was like, I kind of had a headache going on. I don't know. I'm not someone who has allergies, but I promise you, something's going on with me today. Clarissa, you there?
Yes, I'm here. Happy Tuesday, everybody.
Yeah, I've had some allergies, something going on today, guys. I've had like a little low-grade headache that I can't seem to kick. I took some of my husband's allergy medicine, and it's like, I don't know. How are you, Clarissa?
I am great. Happy Tuesday. I'm good. My allergies are not messing up what they were last week, so it's just one of those weeks, maybe.
Listen, I don't even have allergies. And so I think I'm one of those people that there's just something specific in the air sometimes, and I'm not an allergy person. So it's like, I think that it's just every now and then there is something blooming that does something to me. So I am Bliss. Alexandria, welcome, hun. Judy by the Ocean, welcome. Hey, everybody coming on. This is CEO Sister Talk. I am Rebecca Lynn Pope, your co-host, and this is my co-host, Clarissa Wright.
Clarissa
Wright Thomas.
Hello.
And we are CEO sisters. We are business besties and friends, and we have created CEO Sister Talk as a platform for us to share business conversations among sisters and talk about all things woman CEO. So, Clarissa, how are you doing? How's your week going so far?
Good. This week it's been a good week. It was a long weekend, and Monday felt like a Thursday already. But, you know, I took some downtime yesterday. You and I chatted, and I told you I was doing some restructuring. Restructuring seems to be the theme. Every quarter, I'm restructuring something. So by the end of this year, I should just be in pristine condition, like everywhere in life. So it's been a good week, though.
Yeah.
Full of work.
I shared with you that I'm doing the same thing. We're in the middle of kind of revamping one of our largest programs at Abundant Life Path University, and that's our coaching certification. And we're literally restructuring. Guys, if you've been in business for a certain amount of time, things can be going very well, but you begin to get more clarity. You begin to realize now it's time to take it higher. It's time for more market penetration. It's time for tweaking the details, the systems, the vetting, the whatever it is, because you want to keep getting better and better. Your business should continue to grow. It should continue to get better. And to highlight our topic for tonight, it should be attracting better and better clients. As you're getting better, you're getting more seasoned, you're more of a veteran in your industry, in your business. Your clientele should be getting better right along with your business as you're getting more clarity around who you really want to work with and who your ideal clients are. So that was a great segue, Clarissa, into our topic for tonight. Clarissa, did you have anything to introduce this topic? Is there anything you want to share kind of off the top of your head?
Yeah, so tonight we're talking about how to attract quality clients, and then on the latter end, I bet we get to how to high level clients within your business and your client base. So when I think of, we talk about success, talk about ways to become successful, we talk about best practices, but one of the things that people don't really think about is how to actually attract clients. Like, you have a product and you don't just attract clients by saying, hey, lemonade stand, I have this and that. There are ways to attract clients, and it's not all about advertising. Sometimes there's some internal thinking and some behind the scenes stuff that you have to turn on, and lights that need to be, candles that need to be lit for you to attract people to, you know, like a moth to a flame, like people to your business, like consumers to your brand. So yeah, I think that this is a good one because it'll give people some insight on the things that you have to do and constantly do in your mind to keep clients coming your way. And not just clients,
the clients you want. And that's really crucial. I think in my business, I've had to, so especially for heart-centered CEOs, heart-centered entrepreneurs, I think that you can start out. I was in the grocery store this morning after the gym, going to get some fruits and vegetables and cook some stuff today. And I ran into a lady who used to be my lash tech, my lash artist. She owned a lash studio. And we ran into each other, and she had since started another business using insurance. We had this like really great 15-minute conversation in the middle of the grocery store this morning, you know, CEO girl to CEO girl. And one of the things we talked about, she's been in insurance for about a year, and she was just saying how when she first started out, she's wanting to make a difference. She's a Black woman. She's wanting to make a difference in the Black community. She's wanting to educate on life insurance, educate on the necessity of insurance, educate on insurance as a tool to build wealth, you know, to create another stream of incomes, financial security. And one of the things she was saying is, that's my heart, but yet these aren't the people that are ready to buy insurance. And so guess what? You can start out your business thinking your target demographic are certain people, but guess what? One of the things she and I talked about right in the middle of Kroger's was that no, some of your free content to help educate people, or some of your lower price content, you've got to tier some content for that demographic. But guess what? If someone can't afford $200-300 a month for insurance, they're not your client, and that's at the minimum. Right? If they're complaining like, oh, I don't know, that's not your target audience to buy insurance. And so no matter where your heart is at, guys, at the end of the day, socioeconomics plays a lot into client attraction. You could be targeting for one demographic of people because that's where your heart is at, but yet the people who are actually going to be your clients might be something different.
That's right. And you have to, I'm so glad that you put it that way, because when you're laying out your strategy, how do I attract good clients? The first thing you should think about is, am I offering a high quality, top-notch service and product? If you know if you're offering the best of the best right off the top, you know it, and you know if you're not. Just think about all these brands. There are purses out here. Somebody who makes leather goods. They're good at it, but they know that they have not reached the level of awareness, branding, marketing, advertising as Louis Vuitton. Okay. So you know you've got a good product, but you know your customer is not a $50,000 spender right away, because there are things that you have to do. So I'm glad you put it like that, because you have to also in your mind understand whose league you're in when you first come into your industry. Just like with dating, you know if somebody's in your league or out of your league, or if somebody's below your league, you know, that you don't think is a person that you date or do anything with, or even in business relationships. If somebody's brand new at what they do and you've been a veteran for 10 years, you're not going to let them come in and be your 50-50 partner. No. If we're partners, I've got 80%, you've got 20, and we're going to figure this out. And as you grow, we may talk about different equity as we go along. But offering a good quality service is the first thing you should think. Offering a good quality service, and also identifying who your target market is now, and looking forward to who 3 years from now your client is, and who 10 years from now your client is, because it changes. You know you got something good, but you haven't arrived yet, or you know you're not really offering the best. Just think about some of the t-shirt lines you see out here. Some people, they make t-shirts that are super cute, but you wash it 3 times and it's gone. It's a wrap. they knew coming in that they weren't doing high quality, high blend materials. They knew they were putting something out that was cute, trendy, but may not be long lasting. So think about those things when you first come in.
One of the things that comes to mind when I think about client attraction, one of the things I teach in my coaching certification in our marketing and branding modules is that universally, people are attracted to good-looking brands, high-quality strategic brands that have taken the time to execute and strategize around branding. That is your colors, your fonts, right? It is your messaging, your tagline. It is everything that goes into creating how you want people to feel when they land on your product. And a lot of the time people think it's just all about a talent. It's all about just a skill. As long as you're really good at what you do, right, you're going to attract clients. Not necessarily. Just remember, people have a wide range of options when it comes to what photographer they use or what cupcake they're going to purchase for their children's birthday party, or, you know, what jumpy house they're going to rent for the weekend for their kid's birthday party. So what makes brands and businesses, products and services stand out right away, the very first impression, if someone goes and Googles jumpy houses, Atlanta, Georgia, because they want to get rent a jumpy house, bouncy house for the weekend for their kid's birthday, they're going to go and Google it, and they're going to look at the companies that come up to the top at the Google, right? Or let's just say they come on Instagram and just put in bouncy house. Because people do that on Instagram now, looking for different products and services. Guess what? It's your branding. It is how well put together you are, your image, how you have shown up, the amount of time you've taken in to making sure you've curated a brand, and that marketing is on brand and on point.
Yes, you literally jumped right into one of the points that I knew we were going to touch tonight, having attractive marketing and packaging. Guys, if you are selling a beauty product, we all started somewhere, but there's nothing worse. Now, if I'm at a certain shop and I know it's an artisan shop and everybody's literally making it in small batches, I know to expect not the best quality bag that is going to be handed to me and things like that. But if you are trying to run with the big dogs, you can't be printing the labels at your home printer and putting it on your face cream and saying youth serum. You can't do that. You can. And it'll sit on the shelf next to people like L'Oreal and Estee Lauder who've taken the time to use proper gold and use, you know, the proper fonts and things like that. You have to think about the quality of what you're presenting, because you could have an amazing, amazing product. But if it's not packaged attractively, people do judge a book by its cover. They really do. If you stood in the store and looked at 2 different boxes of the same product and said, you turn it around, same ingredients, well, I like the way they did the packaging. I like the jar. I like this and that. So quality, attractive marketing and packaging is highly important. So if you're going to spend some money on something, after you get your product up to par, use some money to get some good packaging.
When I was first starting out as a coach, I tell all my coaches this. 2 things I've never skimped on. I have never cut corners on branding and marketing. Guys, if you want to get clients, you want to attract clients, the surefire way is to head towards looking like luxury, even if you're not a luxury product.
Yep.
It is a surefire way for you to attract clients when you create the aesthetic that resembles designer luxury brands and services. So what does that mean? There's a font in typography called serif. Serif font is every single luxury designer brand logo that you see is a serif font. A lot of people don't realize that. It is a family of the same font, so that when you see that CC for Chanel, you see that Block Chanel, when you see that Yves Saint Laurent, when you see the Louis Vuitton, this is all the same family of fonts. What's a quick little shortcut for people to feel like you've got a high product, service, or product? Use that font or a version of that font family in your logo and in your branding and marketing. And subconsciously, people will think, Oh, high quality, right? Best in
Yeah.
class. Because if you use clean, simple, classic, sophisticated graphic design for your branding and your marketing, guys, guess what? Subconsciously, it makes people feel like they're getting a designer or luxury service or product. Even if you got a $50 product, but you just really want to make it sell, make it look bomb.
Yeah. And that goes into knowing your customer and anticipating their needs, because you can tell the difference when you say, for instance, you're at and this happens all the time and it is discriminatory, but it happens and we know why it happens. Say you walk into a high-end boutique. You're in there to spend the same $3,000 on that handbag as Sarah, who comes in with her Chanel shades, her fresh silk press, her bag, her other quality bag that's already on her arm. If she walks in, people have already anticipated that that woman she's in here to buy something. She's here to buy. They're not going to bring her the $50 anything. They're not even going to show her those smaller, lower dollar items. They're going to bring her the $8,000 bag. They're going to bring you that one. Now, if you ran in after kids' summer camp with your hat on and not looking your best, you have the same money. But guess what? You don't show that you you may just be in here window shopping. I'm assuming, people assume, and you don't look like the product. So people are looking for you to look like the luxury you are trying to sell and also the luxury you're trying to buy. I know I'm not the only person. Before I had a luxury vehicle, when you pull up to a restaurant and they valet somebody else's car in the front and you're like, oh, and yours get put somewhere else and they got to run and come back in 10 minutes with your car, you're like, no. But luxury sells luxury, and high-end stuff attracts other high-end things. So if you want to attract high-end clients, you need to look high-end and spend your money and your resources on making sure that they understand that you are in line with what they're looking to purchase.
The other thing is taking the time to actually strategize your brand, strategize your image, right? Do your market research, guys. If you want to attract clients, go find the top 3 businesses, the top 3 companies or entities that are offering the service that you are going to offer, or offer the product that you want to offer that is very similar, and do your market research. Go and study those businesses. We lost Clarissa for a second. Go study those businesses. Guys, go look at what does their branding look like? What does their marketing look like? What are their branding colors look like, right? So guess what? If you've got something that's going to be for 5-year-old little girls, right? And back to the bouncy houses or some cupcakes, right? You want to be making sure that the product is attractive for the parents and the little girls that you're trying to reach, right? So you're not going to go do monster green and black for the theme of your brand when you're trying to reach little girl princess cupcakes, right? If you're trying to sell bouncy houses to little kids, you're not going to go create some dark colored Batman, or some really dark, ugly, colors. You're going to do vibrant colors like circus colors, or you're going to do cartoon colors, colors that kids love, because your brand colors need to match whatever it is you're selling for your product or your service.
Facts. And that goes into being able to listen. You have to be able to listen and be willing to hear people, not just your mentors, not just your friends, but the people who are actually supporting your brand. Because it doesn't matter if my mom thinks I knit the best pair of socks. If people are buying the socks and their toes are poking through, they're not going to equate this with a quality product. It was cute, but it wasn't functional. It didn't effectively serve the purpose I needed to serve. So listen to your customers. If you know you have a good product and everybody's walking by your vendor's table and everything, it's like, what do I need to do? Oh, my gray, cheap Dollar Tree tablecloth I brought with me today may not be attractive. Everybody has a yellow one, a pink one, a red one, and bright colors, and I've been to some places where it looks like somebody brought their whole living room to be the vendor. And I'm like, y'all have a lamp at the vendor table at this event, but it sells. People care about presentation. So be willing to listen to constructive feedback and pay attention. Listen to read the room. Learn how to read a room. If you came low the first time, come back knocking them out next time. So listen and listen to what your customers are telling you they want with the way things look, because I'm not getting a black bouncy house. it's a Halloween. If it's not Halloween, why am I getting a black and gray bouncy house?
Right, exactly. So, we're not, at the end of the day, guys, if I had money to spend and it is the last amount of money in a budget I had to spend, it's going to be spent on looking good. It's going to be spent on making sure that my product, my service, when I used to do conferences, I used to speak at conferences, and I would be, brought in to speak, and I had vendor tables. Everything was branded. Everything matched. Right? I had a Godly Girls Club. It would have the Godly Girls Club tablecloth with the Godly Girls logo across the front of the table. All the products matched. The books, the T-shirts, all types of, the big banners. The whatchamacallit banners. That stand up. You set them up. Banner. One of me as an author here. Another banner over here. All of it coordinating, beautiful. So if someone walks around that corner and sees my merch table, it's like, whoa, this is beautiful. Who is this? What is this? Right? Because aesthetic matters. That first impression, right? Stuff looking good matters. First photo shoots I ever did as a coach, I was looking like easy breezy cover girl. I knew that although, look, I'm a professional life coach. I'm a professional business consultant. I have all these years of experience. At the end of the day, guys, presentation and making yourself look good is always going to attract attention and clients. Attention and clients.
Yeah, and part of, I want to jump in. Queen Honeybee Mel said Dollar Tree is everything. Yes, I was not hating on Dollar Tree. They do serve a purpose. They just may not be for when you go to your first high-end anything. But yes, Dollar Tree can give you life. But what you just mentioned, aesthetic is everything. But aesthetic is sometimes an audio experience too, or an olfactory experience. What do they smell when they come to your place? If you have a boutique, what are they hearing? Is the music a turnoff? I've been to the nail shop and hated the music they had on, and I'm sitting there irritated and ready to go the whole time. So think about, if you're not a people person, then put somebody in your business that is a people person, that's customer facing. You may not, I know plenty of smart people that just want to stay in the back. They don't want to be seen, but they have these great ideas. That's why you have a front man or a face of the company that may not be the person who founded the company. Your aesthetic is what people can see, but they're also receiving you in other ways. So if you have someone answering your phone at your professional law firm or your professional, any type of firm, they need to be someone who has proper diction. They need to say the entire word and don't cut off the G and things like that. Because if I'm calling for the first time and it sounds like you're answering at your house, I'm hanging up. I'm not coming to spend money where y'all might be sitting at home. You have to have proper people in place. So the aesthetic is what people can physically see, but also what they hear. And if you have a place where you're doing a spa, a nail shop, a hair salon, make sure that it smells nice in there too, because that's part of your aesthetic too. There's so many different pieces. Yeah. So pay everything.
Professionalism, guys, customer service, right? So when it comes to client attraction, guess what? People are paying attention to everything. Yes. They are paying attention to their experience. They are paying attention to your branding, your marketing, your customer service, right? I say this all the time, and you hear this all the time. You have one chance to make a first impression, right? So guess what, guys? When it comes to client attraction, you have got to bring your A game. As you get established, can you bend a little? Can you have a little bit more leeway when you are a brand that has already built confidence and value and you have market penetration? Yes. But like for the first 5 years of my coaching business, I showed up consistently, right? It's like Clarissa said, it's not just the aesthetic, it's the quality of your video. It's the quality of your sound. Yes. It is your makeup. It's your hair. It's your wardrobe. It's the backdrop of your video, right? Back again to literally consistency. Consistency, professionalism. Do you know how many people I've worked with over the years, Clarissa, that literally can attract a certain amount of attention, but then there's no conversion, right? They're not able to convert, right? At the end of the day, people are paying attention to their experience of you. If they click a button Okay, let's just say everything is looking fabulous. Everything, you got your presentation together to where that's fabulous. But then, like Clarissa said, they call to make the appointment and somebody's rude to them on the phone. They click your booking link and the link is broken, or the link isn't right. It doesn't take, it's not working. Or they do click the link and they get over here on this page that should be your booking link, and it's got fuzzy pictures, it's got misspelled words. You know, you got grammar issues on this page. In other words, it's not professional. No one took the time to make sure that this page was representing and consistent with the brand that you're trying to establish. Guys, all of it matters. All of it. Because a client, if they've got money to spend, they've got options about where they're spending that money. And they're paying attention to all of it. In my mind, let me give you guys some little insight real quick. I used to get invited to, that people want to collab. They want me to come speak at their event. They want me, can you come? Can you do this? I'm going to look at your entire platform before we ever even respond to the invitation. I'm looking at your flyers. I'm looking at your links. I'm looking at your Instagram, your Facebook, your YouTube. I'm looking at anything there is that you put out there that's available for me to look at, because I've put too much work into my brand to partner with you for you to put me on a flyer, and this flyer is going to be looking janky because you don't even hire professional graphic designers. You making flyers on Word, and I'm just keeping it 100, right? Because guess what? Now I'm devaluing my brand by even mixing with your brand because your marketing and your graphic design is not on point. Guys, when there's misspelled words, when there's issues with the quality of your content,
you've lost me. We're done. We're gone. Yeah. It goes to listening to your customer base. Now, sometimes, like you just mentioned, collaborations, some people don't even think about a collaboration as being their customer base, but it is. If you are wanting to get into a different circle, you have to not only appease the people that you're trying to sell to, you need to appease laterally, because like you said, you could have a great brand, but if your stuff doesn't match my vibe, I might not be able to do it because it's just not my thing. And now people are asking me, why'd you do that low level thing? Or, oh, I'm surprised to see you there. I've had to turn down some speaking engagements, not because I didn't like the people, but because if you're trying to elevate and you're trying to present a certain thing and you want to stay true to what your elevation plan is, you got to stop doing the certain stuff. And there's no shade to anything. Every phase belongs in every business. But if you're at level 10, you only go down to level 1 if it's going to your child's school to read a book for Parent Day. That's the only time you go to speak at a place that's not up to par, if it's for family or if it's just something that's close to your heart. But you have to pay attention to the people you may want to work with, because those are also your customers. They have the ability to help move your brand forward, just like people that are buying from your brand. So yeah, that's another, I need to think about that.
True. Who was I talking to? I think I was getting my lashes done. I'm always getting my lashes done because I pull them out. Anyway, I was talking to my lash artist, Eyelash and Brow Jacoby. Hi, if you see this, sweetheart. We were having a conversation, and she was planning a party or something. I think it was her. Anyway, she was saying how she was trying to get a hold of this lady who makes cakes, because whoever's party it was, they wanted a cake from this special custom cake lady. And she's like, it might not have been her, but guys, I'm getting old. Oh, goodness. Anyway, so she was telling me that she's having a hard time communicating with the lady. She's texting back and forth with this lady. She doesn't hear back from her. She's trying to schedule a call. She can't seem to get her on the phone. I said, just cut it. Just cut it right now. If you can't even, the simplest part of the whole process should be you getting my money. That should be the simplest part of the entire transaction, is me being able to connect with you to place my order and me give you my money. If that is problematic, I don't trust you to deliver my cupcakes or my custom cake for my daughter's birthday, right? A sweet 16 or whatever it is. Am I going to trust this service, this person, this company who can't even professionally communicate or does not have a means to professionally communicate? Because We're just texting on each other's personal cell phones.
Yeah, no, and part of your presentation also, some people think it's cute when they're too busy to answer the phone. At a certain level, it's not cute. If I can't, like you said, the simplest part of this process, the connecting, the initial connect, if it is difficult, and I get it. If we're trying to go hang out with Barack and Michelle Obama, we may have to call 3 times. But we get that because we understand their elevation plan was on 10 when we were still on 2. So we worked our way up. Now we know, but you can't expect, nobody cares how busy you are. I want to be served. I want to purchase a product. I want to get that service. But if I've called you 5, 6 times, by the time you call me back, the user experience has gone down for me. I don't even want it anymore. I'm not even, oh, hey, you called us too. And I've been guilty of this too. When people started to use social media messaging for a means of professional communication, I wasn't used to that. I'm old school. If you want to connect with me business-wise, I wasn't expecting you to send me a DM and ask me about my services. I was expecting an email. So when I learned that people were coming to our DMs and texting started to become an acceptable of business communication, I had to pivot my mindset because I was never checking. I check my DMs on my pages, but not 10 times a day. You may get a 2 wait time for that. I'm not looking on my personal page for people who are looking for a professional business. So don't think it's cute. Oh, my lines are wrapped around the building at my place. Okay, that's cute for the aesthetic for the first time. But if I come there every time and you have a line, I'm coming. Like I've given up. You can never get in there. The line is always long. It tells you that the service is good, that people are waiting for it. But at some point, my time becomes more valuable than that thing that I want to get from you, and I have to go get it somewhere else. So think about your customer retention plan. Don't be hard to reach. Don't be hard to stay around. Repeat business is a huge part of successful businesses too. When people work with Rebecca, they come back years later and do something else to level up. They purchase the next book. They purchase the workbook that they know because they know the first one worked. So they're going to come back and buy the third one when they've elevated. Now they need this other information. With me, we get repeat customers all the time when it comes to event activations. Oh, you did our award ceremony a year ago. We loved you. We want you to do this over here. Hey, can we hire your firm to do this? Of course you can. Your user experience goes beyond just the initial point of contact because you have to reattract your clients too. So attracting clients is one thing, reattracting and retaining is another thing. So maybe that's a whole nother chat, but think about that too.
Thank you so much, Queen Honeybee Mail. I see your comment, sweetheart. Thank you. One of the things I was going to say too when it comes to client attraction is referrals. Yes. Client attraction, when you're first getting started, you don't have some huge marketing budget, right, to go and run ads for stuff to find clients. It is word of mouth. Yes. It is good. In other words, you doing an excellent job and people helping to spread the word to say, oh my gosh, this was really amazing. You should use them too. Yeah. And literally, I connected with Clarissa because one of my best friends was her client, her PR agent. I needed a PR firm. She says, oh, you should use my gal. She's amazing. That's how Clarissa and I met. That's how Clarissa got another high-level VIP client, was from another VIP client because she does such a great job referring in. So guys, I just want to make this real for a second for you. Clarissa's services to hire her firm and work with her one-on-one start around $4,000 a month. Clarissa, am I not? That's not too low.
And up, yes.
And up. Yes. Start
yes.
At $4,000 a month. Now imagine the importance of being able to the people on that's a high ticket service. She's got to make sure she's got happy clients because they're rubbing elbows with other $4,000 to $10,000 a month clients. Yeah. And as they're rubbing elbows with their people, when she does a great job, they're going to say, hey, oh, my $10,000 friend over here. Oh, no, girl, you need Clarissa. You need Synergy. They're amazing. You've got to do it. I can't tell you how many coaching certifications I've sold to friends of my existing coaches because they said ALPCC with Rebecca Lynn Pope. Oh my God, you got to do it. It's absolutely bomb. So they referred. My certification, 6,000, right? And guys, but here's the importance of quality service and excellence and professionalism for client attraction, because guess what? That's when you have that reputation and that goes before you. Now, think about how much easier it is for a high ticket service like my coaching certification or Clarissa's PR services, we have lots of other different price services and products. Not that we're just talking about the VIP one for a second. But imagine exponentially what our money looks like, because it's a lot more work to go get someone brand new off the street to purchase a product, right? To build the confidence in for them to pay $6,000 for something, $10,000 for something off the street, a cold lead, for them to eventually get to know you, trust you, hire you. They sit back and watch forever before they pull the trigger to purchase, versus the referral, because I'm a former matchmaker. There's nothing like a referral that inspires trust if it's coming from someone you trust. Now think about how much money you're losing if you have to go get all your own cold leads and clients yourself without referrals. You don't want to miss out on that money. You want to make sure you're delivering and doing a good job, not only to attract the clients, but also attract the referrals that come in, because you do a good job with the clients you do have.
And word of mouth is the number one source of most successful businesses, and people will attest to the fact that referrals it's the thing. It literally is the thing. When people say, hey, I got your information from so-and-so, that sets off a different bell in my head than I found you on your website. Both customers are important, but I know there's already a line of trust. There's two levels of trust that have happened when somebody refers. My client or former client trusted me enough to give somebody that they love and care about to me. Then there's that person's blind trust because, well, my friend sent me, my sister sent me, my mom sent me, so I trust you. So now you have to do a different level of care, because now there are two people that you're serving: the person that you served before and the person that you're serving now. Because guess what happens if you falter on the quality of service to that referral? They're going to call the person that referred you and say, and now
this is what I thought it would be.
Now you're doing two damage control calls. So guys, when you're building and attracting clients, it's a cycle. It's literally a cycle. You're cultivating new ground over here for these people. You are refreshing land over here for these people who are used to working with you. You're watering yourself so you're able to continue to give good service. There's so many different pieces to this puzzle that you have to pay attention to. So when you are elevating, or when you're trying to pivot, or you're trying to change, you have to have your mind open, and you'll have to also understand your sales cycle too. Rebecca, you mentioned the difference in timing for a person who takes a long time and watches you before they pull the trigger to buy. You have to know your sales cycle too. For Synergy, our sales cycle is about 3 months. There have been plenty of people who've called us in January and say, oh my God, I need your services. And we'll have this conversation and consultation, and things go quiet. And then March, they come back like, oh, I have my money. Okay. And it's like, wait, what happened? They needed to watch. They needed to hear you first. And then they're going to watch to see if you're executing the way you told them you would on that proposal or consultation call. Then so that's a longer sales cycle, 3 months. So you have to also be understanding of, just because you worked on something today and you don't sell $1 million tomorrow doesn't mean that your stuff isn't working. It's just that you need to understand your business yourself. That's just a little extra tidbit.
So true. One of the things I've also learned about client attraction, guys, is that you've got to know your industry. So Clarissa mentioned sales cycles. You've also got to understand and know and get to know yourself in your business, because you're unique in your business. You are a unique individual. So I would pay attention to what worked for me. Mm-hmm. So let's just say you study your industry, and a lot of the people that are in your business, in your industry, they do online sales.
Right.
But online sales for you are kind of just hit and miss. It's not really. So guess what? You got to go over to some more traditional type marketing. You're going to need to network. You're going to need to be at some conferences. You're going to need to be at some industry shows. You're going to need to be at some trade shows. You're going to need to be, you might need to go and do some networking at your community or county business, networking functions. You got to get your name out in the streets, in your community, right? You got to do some grassroots type stuff. So one of the things that when it comes to client attraction, and I'll say this, I've done a little bit of everything. when it comes to the coaching industry. I mean, I've kissed the babies, right? I've done in-person events, free events. I've done guest speakers and spots at panels, you know, speaking at other people's events. I learned really early on, Clarissa, that anytime I spoke in real life at an event, I would get a client, a coaching client. And it was like, so now is it worth me speaking at the free event? Even before ever a paid speaker, I knew, I'm like, oh, ding, ding, ding. Every time I speak at somebody's event, even if it's on a panel, I don't even have to be the keynote speaker. I get clients. Oh, okay, these are opportunities for me, right? So I just learned, speak. When I get invited, I'm going to check out the connection and make sure that it's a great platform for me to be on, but I'm going to make money when I go and speak. So these are the things you have to pay attention to and be strategic about understanding this is how I get clients. This is what works for me. I'm really good in person. I got to work at my online presence or work at getting my message across online, but I'm really, really great in person. So then you've got to brainstorm, what are all the different ways that I can meet people in person so that I can get those conversions and get those clients.
And you have to understand the different facets of an investment. People usually think that an investment means pull out my credit card or pull out my cash. But when you invest your time, like you said, if you go to an event that's not a paid, you don't get an honorarium for it, but you're in a room with 50 potential new clients and you walk away with 3.
So I think your internet's going in and out a little bit.
You guys hear me?
We can hear you now.
Okay. So if you're investing time, you think, oh, on the front end, I'm not going because it's not a paid event. They can't pay me. You may be making a silly decision. If you're going to go speak in front of a room of high dollar people who, you know, have the money to spend, why would you not go sit in there and leave with $20,000 worth of clients, all because you didn't get a $3,000 check to sit in the chair? Sometimes you have to think that this is investing my time, and the return on the investment is these 3 people that I'm having consultations with tomorrow, and I'll convert 2 of them. You know what I'm saying? So you have to think about conversion.
I've got a great example of that, Clarissa. So 2017, I wrote my first book, The Love and Dating in the 21st Century. Literally the next week, Bishop T.D. Jakes' people found me on Instagram, reached out to me. They booked me to speak at MegaFest in July? MegaFest is always in July. I put my book out in May. I was at MegaFest in July speaking at 2 seminars in front of thousands of people at MegaFest. Now, here's the key, though. I was not paid. You're not a paid speaker at MegaFest. They pay your expenses for you to get there. I think they pay for me and Carrie to come. I had to pay for my team to come. And they helped pay for all my merch to get shipped down for the tables and stuff. But that was it, guys, in the hotel rooms. So guess what? It cost me money to go to MegaFest. Right? But to get exposure to 100,000 people coming through that festival, right? And then Bishop Jakes tweeted me. While I was on stage speaking, tweeted my name. I came home to first of all, everything at my table sold out. I had taken something like 1,000 books to MegaFest, and they were sold out within the first 25 minutes that I stepped off the stage. Gone, right? All the t-shirts, all the tote bags, all the mugs, everything that we had taken with us was just wiped out, like locusts landed at our merch table.
Look at all.
Gone. I was like, okay, I don't think we brought enough stuff. Like, wait a minute, I thought we were bringing too much stuff. We didn't bring enough stuff. So the exposure, the sales at the event, I came home, that one tweet from Bishop Jakes literally landed me a gazillion high-ticket clients. My courses, I started creating courses, stuff started selling like crazy. Guys, opportunities are not always going to be paid.
Right.
It's not always going to be paid. You get in there. I tell people all the time, one thing I can tell you for sure is if you put me in a room or you put me anywhere, I know I'm going to shine. If I got 5 minutes, I'm going to give you the best 5 minutes of my life that you've ever heard, and you're going to be impressed in those 5 minutes if you give me one chance, like Eminem on 5 Mile, right? You got one chance, like you get up there and you rock whatever you're given, rock it, kill it. One thing I'm also known for, guys, I don't step out very often. I don't go a lot of places.
So
but when I do, guys, I dress my ass off. I am known for dressing up. I'm known for dressing to impress, always. Something I learned from my mama.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, my mama was dressed to the nines at all times. She always dressed looking her best.
Mm-hmm.
And I learned to do the same. Guys, that one thing, I for years before I even had money, Clarissa, I would just go somewhere to be at something. I would be dressed up there like, who are you?
Yeah.
Oh, you must be somebody. Who are you? Because that's something you can control, guys, before you even come into the money.
Right.
Look, I don't even buy expensive clothes.
Mm-hmm.
I have some expensive accessories. I buy everything from Fashion Nova, Express, and some online boutiques, and I'll be looking like $1 million bucks.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I was on my soapbox for a minute.
That's good, though. It's good that you mentioned. I'm glad that you were super transparent to say that you had to cover some of your own expenses to go and get on that shiny platform, because lots of times when people get into their own heads that they've arrived and I'm too big for this or that, you miss opportunities. Because I know some people that have a great product and service, but their mindset will not change to suit where they're trying to go. One of the points I wanted to make was give samples, hold a focus group, give some of this stuff away, because we were at a radio station, a very, 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 very highly recognizable radio personality asked a client of mine for a book. They were promoting a book. They asked, do you have a copy? They said, yes. Oh, can I have the copy? And they said, do you have $20? And they really would not give the book to the radio personality. So I'm like, leave it here. What are you talking about? We can get another book. She would not leave her book. She was like, no, I paid for these. I need. The next person who came and did a book, he sat their book right on his desk, and it stayed in view of his Instagram live for like 3 months. And people always say, what's that book? What's that book? Girl, you missed out on an opportunity because you didn't want to give up a $20 book. Oh, I'm not doing this for free. This came out of my pocket. Everybody's investments come out of their pocket when you're starting a business. You cannot expect to, if somebody big asks you for something, I'm not saying tap dance and give away all your stuff to the rich people. I'm not saying that. What I am saying is, if someone has the power to put you, position you, align you, tweet your picture, tweet your product, don't be silly. If TD Jakes had asked you to, don't be cheap. If TD Jakes had asked you to lead 10 books, you would have left those 10 books.
One of the things that landed me also at MegaFest was not just that I had a love and dating book come out for women of faith.
Mm-hmm.
I also had an ebook that I had created before I did my published book, Dare to Dream. I made it an ebook, and the whole time I made the ebook, I kept feeling in my spirit I should give it away for free. This is way back before even this was a thing, guys. Nobody had this kind of stuff. I had made this stuff from scratch on Canva myself. Anyway, I kept feeling in my spirit to give it away for free. And my team was like, it's so amazing. I mean, it's so big. It's so awesome. Let's sell it. You know, you should sell it. And I was like, no, I think I'm going to give this ebook for free. And sure enough, when Bishop Jakes landed with me, one of the things that was just the shoe-in for MegaFest is that I had this ebook that I would give away to everybody at MegaFest for free. It had a text. We attached it to a text here to get your free download. Now we build our email list because we had this free ebook for everyone to download, had a little postcard with the text number on it to text that was on our merch table to get their ebook. So now we're also building all of our leads, right? We're getting people's email addresses. We promoted my next retreat at MegaFest, right? Guys, so it's not always just about in the moment profit.
Right.
You've got to sow some seeds. That free ebook, I forget how many downloads. We maybe had totaled 5,000 downloads of the ebook for free, right? I ended up doing a t-shirt off of the ebook. I ended up doing a retreat off the ebook. Guys, I ended up making like 6 figures off that free ebook.
Free book.
And I would have never sold that many of that ebook to make that kind of money. So sometimes you have to be willing to sow especially when you're getting established. Don't be so entitled. Don't be cheap to the point where you will literally, shoot down your blessings, block your blessings because you're being so cheap.
And that's what,
being small-minded,
yep.
and petty
Because
is what it boils down
when
to.
wouldn't leave the book, everybody in the room was looking at each other like, is she being for real? And I'm like, and as the publicist, I will always stand by my clients, and I'm not going to be mean to you or redirect your actions in front of people unless you're just doing something really crazy. But I was trying to just give her the eye. Like, once we've been together long enough, I'm giving you the eye, like, leave those books. She didn't leave the book, and she didn't get the body language. She didn't read the room, and she did not leave that book. When it came time for her to release her second book, they didn't want her back on the show because it was like, oh, she's stingy. You talking about your stingy client? And the joke never left. The joke never left. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So she understood.
Now she's labeled.
And now you've been labeled. So don't be afraid to give. When you're walking in Sam's Club and you oh, I've never tasted that brand of fries before. What's a sweet potato fry? I don't want to taste it. Ew. You taste it. Oh my God, where are these? Aisle 5. I'm gonna go buy these. Samples lead to larger purchases. You giving away 3 fries so somebody can go buy a 5-pound bag. That's a worthy investment. You're giving away a small bit of your hard work, but you're sowing into something. So do not block your blessings. Yeah. And you have to know, if you don't give anything away, who's buying your cake if they don't know what it tastes like? Who in the world is using your lotion if nobody ever put it on their hands and knew that it was soft? How are you selling anything if nobody ever gets a chance to tell somebody it was great? Some people don't get to sell their first product. Give it away.
They have to experience it. Mm-hmm. You got to let people experience it. I can't tell you over the years how many clients I've had, how many coaches have signed up for certification, whether it's coaching clients or coaches signing up to get certified, where the feedback comes back, Rebecca, your free content is so good.
Yeah.
And you helped me so much with your free content that, I knew that whatever you were selling back here behind selling is going to be absolutely amazing because you're helping me with your free content. Some of the feedback I got over the years, one lady signed up with me as a coaching client years ago. She said, Rebecca, I have hired other coaches for different things at other times, and only to realize that they were giving good stuff up front to draw you in, but there was nothing back here once you paid that was any better than what they gave away for free. They didn't have anything back here. They really just didn't have the goods. They couldn't really help me. She said, you, on the one hand, it's like you give so much incredible, great free content, but once you pay and get back here into the paid content, it absolutely blew my mind. And that was like one of the best compliments, guys, right? That you over-deliver. You over-deliver, right? Don't be afraid to help people. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there and let people experience your product or service, whatever that little taste is, that then they're going to then have the confidence to trust you and to invest in your product or service.
People can read a lack mindset and they can read desperation on an entrepreneur too. You can't be out here holding on and choking your product and somebody's trying to just feel the material and you think they're trying to steal the shirt. It's like, honey, I'm just trying to check out what you got here. You can, someone on a panel said, somebody was talking about, how do you pour into the next generation or how do you help other people? And he said, somebody asked him, why do you always give away all this free information? He said, well, if you don't give any free information, that means you don't know enough. If you are tight with information or you're tight with product or you're tight with this, people know you're running out of resources, you're running out of time, you're running out of knowledge. Don't be that person. Don't have a lack mindset. If somebody asks you for information, like even Rebecca and I, there are plenty of times I've asked her when she encouraged me to start a course, to develop a course. I'm like, okay, what's the formula? How did you do this? How did you do that? Because I know that I could create a good product. But I never sat down and thought about having a course. So I'm like, okay, what do I do with this? Here it is, Rebecca, now what's next? And she's like, change this, do this. So sometimes she could have easily said, hey, buy my course on how to brand this or that. But sometimes, in fact, when you are looking laterally, sometimes you reach across the aisle and say, you know what, let me give you this because first of all, I like you and I want your brand to go forward. And I think we can do something together. Let me lean over here and help you with something. And if you're not willing to lean left, right, or sometimes down, honey, those blessings are going to get stopped because you're being stingy. And being stingy those people never win. They never win. So that's a vibe. And thanks, Rebecca, for that.
You're welcome. Some of my best clients, guys, have come from testimonials from people that I helped for free. I need you guys to really hear me.
Yeah.
You can strategically and gladly, from a place of a glad heart, a humble heart, you can help people and sow into their lives and say, hey, just do this and give me a good testimonial
That's
when you
right.
do this, right? And guess what? Testimonials. When I was first starting my first coaching business, guys, testimonials on your website,
Yep.
video testimonials, written testimonials, there ain't nothing like some testimonials, honey, that will convince people that you know what you're doing.
Yep.
So that's another part of client attraction. You need to be collecting testimonials constantly, running them across your social media pages, posting them, showing them, tooting your horn. Let other people toot your horn, right? Because clients will trust you when they see that other people have trusted you. I mean, I'm a firm believer in testimonials.
It's just like Yelp. You know, businesses like mine, we don't subscribe to Yelp, but when you go to somebody's website and you see 50 videos of people saying it changed my life, oh my goodness, you're going to say, okay, that's my endorsement. That's the endorsement. I may not have a commercial, but if I have 5 people who are real people, not paid actors, saying that this thing changed their life, or I was able to move forward, or I overcame this fear, like with the PR 101 course, the PR readiness course that we launched first off of our platform, there were 3 people that immediately, they did all and then they immediately rolled back and said, okay, what's next? And I'm like, oh, okay, this is good. So when you're thinking about building all of this stuff, you have to know that paying it forward, moving forward, giving stuff away, all of it turns into something that turns into something else and turns into something else. All these referrals, just look at this timeline. Rebecca encourages me to create a course. I install. Then I create a course. And then I do the course. And then people buy the course. And then other people buy the course. And it's like, oh, look at this thing just keeps giving. This one little gift keeps giving. So don't be afraid to give. Open your heart. Open up. Because when you open up, so many things get to find you.
Yep. And I turn around because, and I've said it to my coaches constantly, guys. I truly believe that because I have sown into people's lives and I have followed Holy Spirit to help people throughout my entire 15-year journey, I have helped people all the way through. And I really believe that's part of my success formula, that God knows he can trust me. God knows that he can trust me with people's hearts. He knows he can trust me with people's, you know, their success, that I'm going to be a supportive advocate for people to thrive, and he can trust me with that. And guess what? I turn around and get more clients, right, after I sow and I give than ever before. And it's just always been that cycle in my life and in my businesses, is that there's always so much more coming in than what's going out. But don't be afraid to help. Don't be afraid to sow, because guys, it's literally universal laws around it, that literally when you reap what you sow blessings into people's lives, you are going to reap blessings. It doesn't mean you don't charge.
Right.
Doesn't mean you don't go and have paid clients and just give it all away. No, but when it's on your heart to do it, do it.
Yep. That's the best strategy in the world, man. Look, that's a perfect way to end our live tonight. On that note, give, don't sow into it, pay it forward, because it always comes back. So that was great. I hope you guys enjoyed this live. This one wasn't this one good? Yeah, this is
it
really
was
good.
Very good.
So
listen, guys, what'd you say, Clarissa?
What do you have to share with everybody before we go?
I have something to share.
What do you have to share? What's happening over at Abundant Life? Tell us about what's happening over there.
Listen, guys. Okay, so I text Clarissa today because Millionaire Coach, one of my newest companies, is taking on clients. Guys, we are beginning to sell these Millionaire Coach packages. We had our first $50,000 client come through today. we are so excited. Those packages are ranging from around $12,000 to $50,000, but we had our very first $50,000 client come through. So excited, so grateful. We are moving forward and growing. So you'll begin to see more and more from the Millionaire Coach brand on my pages and sites as well. We're opening up enrollment for ALPCC summer certification that starts June 26th. That'll open up on Friday, so stay tuned for that. Make sure you get on our newsletter if you are wanting to be a certified coach. We're going to start taking applications to enroll for summer certification for those who are interested in that as well. Oh, and I've got a new certification prep course that's coming. For those of you who are not sure that you're really ready to invest in a $6,000 certification, we're going to have a prep course that's going to be around $300 for you to invest and spend time with me going through getting ready to get certified. What do you need to do in order to really get ready to take your business to the next level? So just stay tuned for that as well. So we got a lot going on. I wasn't thinking about everything, but yeah, we got a lot going on. Clarissa, what do you have going on in your business?
For everybody who's on this call that is not sure about where their brand lies, if they're ready to take the next step, if you're marketable, if you're ready for PR, if you're ready to even come out to your target market, hop on over to my link tree and look. We have a number of courses that are built for people who are at every stage of their business. Beginners who are trying to launch something, people who are at an intermediate level but just kind of need some more push or information. Go on over there. There's something for everybody, y'all. Come elevate with us. Come get this information. Let's make the rest of this year amazing.
Yeah, definitely. And if you're an existing coach that needs a branding or marketing consultation, there's a link in my bio as well to book directly with me to do a consultation, to take a look at where you're at, to do a branding and a marketing consultation. All right, guys, blessings and abundance. Thank you for joining us tonight. Clarissa, I'll see you next Tuesday. Love you guys. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.